In the Great Hall of Trials, the air felt frozen with anticipation. After the startling revelation of Eryon Valerian's presence, every corner of the hall radiated an almost palpable tension. Rivalries simmered, and Malric Umbra's gaze, heavy with fury and contempt, served as a reminder that old conflicts were far from settled. Yet on that day, the most anticipated moment was the Ritual of Choice, an event that promised to determine each student's destiny by assigning them to the guild that best reflected their potential and essence. As the crowd murmured in anticipation, a silent question hung in the air. Will the legend be reborn today, or will the balance of power be irreversibly shaken? This question, laden with both unease and hope, marked the beginning of a chapter that promised to transform not only the lives of those present, but also the future of the entire Academy of Eternity. Master Yuan raised his hands with solemnity and, in a magical instant, the trial crystals positioned at the center of the hall began to glow. 7 crystals, each pulsating with the unique energy of one of the 7 great guilds, shimmered in hues that blended light and shadow, symbolizing the destinies awaiting the heirs. "This is the decisive moment," announced Master Yuan, his voice echoing off the ancient walls. "Each of you will be assessed and guided to the guild that best aligns with the essence of who you are. There is no wrong choice, only paths that open to reveal the true potential of each lineage." The hall, filled with heirs of the great families, fell into absolute silence as the first names were called to make their choice. Soon, the golden doors swung open and Selene Solanith entered with the elegance and confidence that were indelible marks of House Solanith of the mighty empire of Solarii. Her golden cloak caught and reflected the light of the crystal awaiting her, the crystal of Solis Invictus. "Selene Solanith, the light of the empire," proclaimed Master Yuan. With a gentle smile, Selene took her place, moving with the grace of one who already carried the weight of tradition upon her shoulders. Shortly thereafter, the doors opened once more to announce Darius Drakemont, representative of House Drakemont of Drakmar, a young man of imposing stature. He bore an alchemical hammer that seemed to channel the very strength of the mountains. "Darius Drakemont, the fortress of Drakmar," declared Master Yuan, as Darius took his place with eyes that appraised every movement and rival. Lyra Ondaris' entrance, representing House Ondaris of Aquilon, brought an aura of tranquility and balance to the hall. Her blue cloak flowed gently as she approached, welcomed by the serene glow of the crystal of Aquam Serpents. "Lyra Ondaris, the balance of Aquilon," announced Master Yuan. Quietly, she took her place, each step measured by the calm of her inner waters. Next, Ignatius Piran of House Ignis from Piran burst into the hall with the energy of an uncontrollable blaze. His fiery red hair and defiant grin transformed the atmosphere, as if every spark of his being ignited his rival's hopes of victory. "Ignatius Piran, the flame of Piran," declared Master Yuan. He cast a challenging glance at the others, mocking his presence with a fierce, burning intensity. Then Zephyr Zephyros of House Zephyros from Zephyron entered silently, yet his presence was immediately felt. His silver hair and gray eyes radiated mystery and precision, like a wind that sweeps everything away without leaving a trace. "Zephyr Zephyros, the wind of Zephyron," announced Master Yuan. Zephyr took his place with the calm assurance of one who commands the skies, his gaze keenly observing every detail around him. Finally, the atmosphere grew heavy and dark with the entrance of Malric Umbra of House Umbra from the Kingdom of Umbra. His presence was a living shadow, jet-black hair framing eyes of burning red, filled with hatred and arrogance. "Malric Umbra, the shadow of Umbra," proclaimed Master Yuan, his voice laden with a gravity that heightened the tension. Malric strode forward slowly, his piercing gaze fixed on the others as if deciding, then and there, that none present could ever match him.
Quick tip to level up your experience. Read Manhwas and light novels for free. Listen to epic audiobooks. Watch unlimited anime. Play cloud games with no console. And stream the best anime soundtracks. Check the description now and grab your free trials.
When the last of the heirs had taken their place, the hall felt complete, but the atmosphere was far from calm. A reverent silence hung over the crowd when, suddenly, the doors of the great hall opened once more. A chilling breeze swept through the room, and the crowd held its breath. Slowly, the lights grew brighter, and with steady, commanding steps, Eryon Valerian entered the hall. His ancestral armor, etched with intricate inscriptions and gleaming beneath the magical light, and his black cloak threaded with silver made him appear as if stepped out of a fairy tale. or a forgotten legend. At his side walked Caliph, his loyal guardian, exuding the protective aura of a living shadow. The impact was immediate. Murmurs rippled through the hall, and the shock was palpable. "This is impossible. A Valerian? I thought they were only legends. The lineage was extinct." Master Yuan raised his hand to silence the crowd and, with an enigmatic smile, declared in a firm, resonant voice, "Eryon Valerian, the heir of shadows." The proclamation thundered through the hall, unsettling the balance of power among the heirs. Surprise, disbelief, and in some faces, outright hostility, flickered across every expression. Especially Malric Umbra, whose gaze shifted from arrogant to ferocious, dripping with venom and contempt. "Is this a joke?" Malric murmured, his voice trembling with barely contained fury. Eryon, halting time with his unwavering, unblinking stare, replied calmly, "No. It is a reminder that the Valerian legacy endures through the ages, and that the shadows hold secrets no one can extinguish." In that moment, the hall transformed into a battlefield of revived rivalries, where each heir now saw in Eryon not merely a competitor, but the embodiment of a legend that refused to die. The impact of Eryon's arrival quickly stirred conflict. Tension thickened as all eyes turned toward the heir with a mix of respect, envy, and barely concealed hatred. Celine Solanith watched with a curious smile, her eyes gleaming as if catching a glimpse of an uncertain future. "So, even legends walk among us. Interesting." Ignatius Piran let out a low, defiant laugh. "Finally, something truly worth my time. Let's see if he can endure the heat of the battles to come." Zephyr Zephyros, with the calm of a strategist, was already beginning to calculate the impact of this new presence on the balance of power. But it was Malric Umbra who displayed his disdain most vividly, clenching his fists and murmuring in a voice dripping with venom, "You may bear the name, but that doesn't change the truth. The shadows belong to us, and your arrival will not erase what we have already established." Eryon, maintaining his firm and serene posture, ignored the provocations. With his gaze fixed on Malric, he replied in a calm yet resolute voice, "I did not come here to be your shadow, Malric. I came to remind everyone that even in darkness, the light of the Valerian never fades." The silent confrontation between Eryon and Malric, laden with glances and gestures that spoke louder than words, sealed the beginning of rivalries destined to redefine the Academy's balance. Each heir absorbed the tension as if it were the spark igniting a new era of challenges and struggles for power. With murmurs still echoing and the atmosphere thick with rivalry, Master Yuan resumed speaking. "Today, we witness not only the choosing of each heir, but the rebirth of a legacy many believed lost. May this day mark the beginning of an era in which the truth and power of the Valerian prevail." As Master Yuan's words reverberated through the hall, the heirs absorbed this new reality. Eryon's selection as the heir of shadows was more than an announcement. It was a declaration that past and future converged in that very moment. Eryon, the weight of his heritage etched in his gaze, returned to his place with Caliph at his side. His expression remained serene, yet every muscle conveyed his readiness for the challenges ahead. As his eyes met Malric's, he knew the rivalries had only just begun, and that each new trial at the Academy would be an opportunity to prove the unshakable strength of the Valerian legacy. As the selection ceremony came to an end and the heirs began to disperse, the Great Hall of Trials remained steeped in the echoes of vows and promises made that day. In the hours that followed, as the corridors echoed with cautious footsteps and whispered intrigue, Eryon withdrew to a quiet corner. There, surrounded by shadows and the gentle glow of the still pulsing trial crystals, he allowed himself a moment of introspection. Each heir, each face, and every word exchanged during the ritual now formed part of a larger tableau, a vision of the Academy of Eternity's uncertain yet promising future. The Valerian legacy, rekindled that day, was a flame illuminating not only the past but poised to ignite the future. Caliph stepped forward, her gaze steady and brimming with shared resolve. The path ahead is fraught with challenges, betrayals, and battles. The Academy will be a battlefield where any ally can become an enemy and any promise can shatter in the blink of an eye. But remember, our strength lies in the determination and truth we carry in our hearts. Eryon clenched his fist, feeling the Valerian ring pulse with the energy of his ancestors. No matter how dark the journey may be, I will be living proof that the Valerian will never be extinguished. As the first rays of dawn began to touch the academy's walls, one final question echoed within him, a question that promised new revelations. Will I find true allies within the academy capable of facing the shadows that seek to destroy our legacy? This uncertainty, laden with both challenge and hope, would serve as the prelude to the next chapter of his journey, a chapter in which every battle and every alliance would shape the heir's destiny. With his heart ablaze with determination and the memory of each choice etched into his soul, Eryon, accompanied by Caliph, strode toward the imposing gates of the Academy of Eternity. Outside, beneath the faint glow of dawn, the future took shape in uncertainties and promises, and the Valerian legacy prepared to be rewritten in words of courage, honor, and shadows. The choice of shadows had been made, and now, with the heir's flame kindled, a new era was about to begin.
Did you enjoy the video? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps us know which stories you love most and which ones we should prioritize in future productions. Your support is essential for us to keep bringing you the best manhwa content every day. See you in the next episode.